So today's a special day for us. All the way from France, we have the winemaker for Champagne Nicolas Feuillatte. We have David and No and Pascal Boyer. So Pascal, tell me a little bit about Nicolas Feuillatte.
Nicolas Feuillatte was started by Mr. Nicolas Feuillatte. He's now 86 years old. Recently retired. But a very interesting story, especially for the US market. Nicolas Feuillatte used to live in New York, Manhattan. He used to spend 20 years of his life, and he was into the coffee business, but always loved champagne, and moved to New York in the 50s and came back to France in the 70s, and decided to invest by passion, buying a vineyard in 1972 in Montana, and started to sell his own champagne. So originally it's a small grower champagne, meaning he was selling what he could produce, and 1976 was bottle number one, until 1986, where he decided to take the brand more internationally. So that's in a very short period of time, the history of Nicolas Feuillatte.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now, David, tell me a little bit about the different wines. I mean, there are, how many different wines does Nicolas Feuillatte have?
Actually, it's one of the widest range in Champagne. We have 13 different Champagne.
Oh wow, okay.
So that means 13 different blends. But in terms of volume, the Brut is the number one.
Okay.
It's a blend of the three varietals of Champagne: the Chardonnay, the Pinot Noir, and the Pinot Meunier.
Okay, so let's taste the Brut. What am I looking for in the Brut? What am I smelling? What are the notes that you get?
First, this is this is very complex.
Okay.
Fresh but complex, because of the blend of the three varietals from different years. And I've got the smell of the flavors, the white flavors, and a little bit of apricot and the pears and the pineapple. You know, the fruit on the trees.
Definitely.
And a lot of acid, but a nice expression, but very fine, very delicate.
Definitely.
And in tasting, which is very important, this is what you smell in the nose. You should feel it in your mouth. You know that to match
Yeah,
the nose and the mouth.
And I think that's actually really hard to get. A lot of wines, not just champagne, but they have a big bouquet on the nose, but when you taste on the palate, it's
nothing.
gone.
Yeah, it's gone. So that's different with this.
Yeah.
When the people ask me when I'm going to drink this kind of champagne, I say all day.
Exactly, and that's the point I can't stress enough, is that here we are having a wonderful lunch at Simon LA at the Sofitel Hotel, and you know, champagne, like you said, is for any occasion, not just special occasions. You can drink it all day long. Tell me about the Blanc de Blanc.
Yeah, for the Blanc de Blanc, it's only made with Chardonnay.
Oh, okay.
Actually, Blanc de Blanc means white with white grapes.
Exactly.
So we're looking for, as the rest of the range, something fresh. You know, and the Chardonnay is well known because Chardonnay is well known for the elegance, for the freshness, for the vivacity, the acidity.
Wine in general, and maybe I don't know which one you can answer this. Wine seems to be a very hard subject for people to understand. If they're not a winemaker, if they're not a sommelier, it's very intimidating. What would you say to someone who wants to get into champagne and learn more about it, but they just don't know what to look for?
But the best way to advise people, well, in general, I mean, not only champagne, go to the store, buy a bottle, enjoy it, and you know what you like, and keep learning this way. And that's the best way. Go to Champagne, come to visit us. We have a wonderful facility in Champagne. When they can come and we explain how we do champagne. We have a store in Paris called Espace Nicolas Feuillatte.
So we just poured ourselves the Brut Rosé?
Yeah, Brut Rosé.
Okay, so Pascal, you tell me about this. What do you think of rosé?
Exceptional.
Exceptional.
You know, it's very fruit driven. You get the strawberry, the red berries flavor.
Yes.
It is absolutely the trademark for this rosé.
It's definitely red fruit driven. I mean, strawberries. I get some hints of raspberries on it. It's just all up front.
It was interesting. We did a tasting last August, blind tasting of rosé, and we put different rosé, including Nicolas Feuillatte. And everybody picked the Nicolas Feuillatte because they get the red fruit flavor up front. As for the other one, they was just wondering if it was rosé champagne. You could see the color, but you couldn't tell when you tasted it that it was rosé champagne. But Nicolas Feuillatte, I mean, it's a fabulous flavor.
It is.
Complexity. It's a brut non-vintage. So, and beautiful packaging. See, a clear glass. I mean, it's what a better bottle to enjoy with food.
So now we're going to be moving on to the Pommel. Tell me about it. This is a very interesting bottle that we have here.
I'm gonna leave Pascal's.
Okay.
I mean, you can see the beautiful packaging. I mean, it's a unique. I would say it's a piece of art.
Definitely.
And there is a love story behind this bottle. When Nicolas Feuillatte was living in New York, and one day he was sitting and watching an opera, and he fell in love with the opera singer on the stage, but he couldn't get her attention. But he was very persistent, and when he came back to France, it's be a fantastic gift for her. But I want to have a very special gift with great packaging for her. And she was always wearing black pearl when she was on the stage. So he crafted a special bottle in the shape of a black pearl to put his best champagne, and we call it Palme d'Or. So Palme d'Or means a golden palm, and this is the award given at the Cannes Film Festival every year. So we're talking about this beautiful packaging. I mean, this to tête de cuvée, and this is really, we talk about what makes the success of Nicolas Feuillatte. I think we came up with a style, modern packaging, and the quality, where really the alternative champagne to any other champagne in the market.
Fantastic. The Pommel, tell me a little bit about it. What's in it? What makes it special?
It's a blend of the Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. Most of them are Grand Cru, so it's a 95% are Grand Cru.
Wow.
And with a little bit of villages. It's a blend of the 12, from 10 to 13 villages, different villages from Champagne. Of course, it's only on the Bastille. The first release was in '85. This is the 8th release of Palme d'Or. It's a noble cuvée. Of course, we're looking for. 99 was an amazing year. We're looking for, of course, the freshness of Nicolas Feuillatte and the complexity and the expression of each varietal from each villages, from each terroir.
Well, definitely. I mean, just on the nose, you can smell. I mean, certainly most of it is Grand Cru. For those of you who don't understand the levels of Champagne, you have the Grand Cru, the Premier Cru, and then you have the Cru. And, you know, it's succulent. It's very. It's almost like you could taste the juice of all the fruits just by smelling it. It's fantastic.
And you have the evolution after 10 years in our cellar, the evolution of Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. So that changed the flavor from the beginning. You know, a Palme d'Or after 2 years, and a Palme d'Or after 5, and a Palme d'Or after 10. It's 3 different wines. So we choose to stay to leave it on horizontal storage during 10 years in our cellar to get these flavors.
It's fantastic. I mean, it's just. I mean, even before you taste it, you could already tell the complexity that's inside of it. It's just
a lot of power. Yeah.
Wow, it's fantastic. And just going through the whole line of these, you can really see the acid that's in them, but it's not overwhelming. You smell it, and you taste it right on the tip of your tongue, and then it just blends in with everything else. It's not too overpowering. I think some champagnes end up with too little acid, and then it's too fruity. And this one just brings up the acid just enough so it's almost like a ghost, the fruit. And it just fills up your mouth, and it's not overwhelming. It's just a beautiful flavor throughout.
Very smooth and melting, and like velvet, on your mouth, on your palate. It's very delicate. Yeah,
definitely. Nicolas Feuillatte is fantastic. I mean, okay, so what is this that we have here?
So we're having a Palme d'Or Rosé.
Okay.
I mean, Vinter was 1996. I mean, beautiful packaging, and we're gonna open it like we do in Champagne.
Okay.
You don't put, obviously, you are cautious, be cautious because it's
That's a lot of pressure.
a lot of pressure. So undo the cage, keep your thumb on a cork, and then grab the bottle and just twist the bottle little by little, and you get this beautiful.
Exactly, and that's
Yeah,
the way
well,
to do it. You want to hear the little hiss. You don't want to hear
And
the
obviously,
big old pop. Cause,
you have to taste it because this is a wine, so you have to taste it. Fantastic, fantastic.
Perfect. Can you explain this, the rosé, the Comte Neo?
Okay. So this is 100% Pinot Noir from 2 villages. So this is vintage, and this is by maceration.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the Pinot Noir is right on the nose. You get all the,
Very nice smell.
all the fruit flavors. You get a lot of earth in it too. A
Yeah.
lot of soil.
And nice
Fantastic.
color.
I don't think a lot of people understand that when you make a rosé, the color from all wine comes from the skin of the grapes.
Yeah.
And so to get a rosé, you don't want to get all the tannins because it's going to turn into a red wine. So you really want to just keep it on the skin for only a short while.
Yeah, just to get the color, and afterwards you get also the flavors, and after goes through the fermentation, the alcoholic fermentation and the malolactic.
Oh.
Yeah, but you have these kind of flavors from the north of Burgundy, and brings by the Risset, because the 2 villages are one on the north, one in the south, on the limit south of Champagne. So it's a great rosé.
Well, it's fantastic. And, just to reiterate, here we are having a good time, eating lunch and drinking champagne because it's something you can have all the time. And it doesn't have to be so scientific all the time. It doesn't have to be so hard to approach or to understand. It's wine and it's fantastic. And at the end of the day, after everything is said and done, you just want to have fun.
I think the purpose is to have great food, great fun, and a lot of fun, and having a bottle of Nicolas Feuillatte.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Well, cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.